Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm sharing with you guys an easy Christmas DIYs. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. For our first project, I'm going to be using this shadow box that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just used a little bit of this spackling to cover this part of the shadow box, and I just let it dry completely. And to paint it, I'm using the craft wash chalkboard paint on color ink. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I'm using this tote bag that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using only the bag, and I just use my scissors to cut it. What we tried to create, it's a pocket to put it on the top of the shadow box. I just cut it to size, and then I fold the side of the fabric this way, and I just use hot glue to glue it. And once we're done creating the pocket, I'm just going to place it on the top, and I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to glue it. The next thing, I'm going to use this stencil that I bought at Walmart, and the paint that I'm using is the apple barrel in color red. I just did one coat, and once I'm done, I'm just going to remove the stencil. I also decided to distress a little bit the edges of the shadow box, and for that I just grabbed a piece of sandpaper, and to put inside of the pocket, you guys can put anything. I'm gonna be just placing a few pics of this Christmas. I think it turned out really gorgeous once you're done, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? Today, I'm taking part in Esto es lo mío, or This is my thing collab that is being hosted by the amazing Maria from Yetra Khreacioness and all these talented friends that they're participating with us today. I will leave the link of the playlist and also the link of her channels in my description box below. Thank you so much. For the next project, I'm gonna be using one wood sign that I got from Dollar Tree, and I had it from last year. So the first thing, I'm gonna remove the image, but if you guys want, you guys can use the back of the sign to do this project. And to paint it, I'm using the Restylane chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. And to distress it a little bit more, I'm using the Waverly anti-wax, and I'm just using a piece of this bad sponge, and I'm gonna distress the sign just on the edges, and I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to be using this beautiful free printable that I found on Google, and I'm going to cut it to the side of my sign, and then I'm going to place it with a little bit of Mod Podge. First, I put one coat of Mod Podge on the back, and then I put on the top of the sign, and I also sealed the image with one coat of Mod Podge, and I just let it dry. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this stencil that I got from Walmart, and I'm just gonna be placing on the bottom part. And the paint that I'm using, the Waverly paint on color moss, and I just did one coat, and once I was done, I just removed the stencil. And to distress it a little bit more, I just used that Restylane chalk paint on color white, and I just distress it a little bit on the top of the trees and also on the top of the image so it can blend all together. I just create this beautiful bow made of this ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just place them all together, and I'm just gonna be using a little bit of hot glue to put them on the top of the sign. I'm gonna be using a few pieces of this greenery, and I just place it on the top of the bow, and I just use 2 pine coins and I just place it on the side. And this is how it looks our sign once we're done. It turned out really beautiful. I love it. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next DIY, I'm going to be using 9 Jenga blocks, and I'm just going to be using wood glue and hot glue to glue them. And first, I just glued 2 pieces, and once I was done, I just glued 1 more piece on the bottom. We want to make these cute ornaments made of hats, and to paint them, I will be using this paint. The first one is the Waverly paint on color moss, and the second one is the Restylane chalk paint on color white, and the last one is the Craft Wise chalkboard paint. I also use the same paint to distress them a little bit. And once they're completely dry, I'm going to be using 1 piece of this ribbon that I got from Amazon, and I just cut it at the side of the ornament, and I'm going to be using hot glue to glue it. And also I'm going to be using a few pieces of these berries, and I'm going to place them on the top, and a few pieces of this greenery to put them on the side. And to give this effect of the snow, I just use a little bit of the paint. And the other 2 pieces, I just grabbed another different ribbons, and I just did the same step. And to hang this beautiful ornament, I just cut 1 piece of this jute twine, and I just use hot glue on the back to glue it. And this is how it looks, our beautiful ornaments once we're done. They turn out really beautiful. You guys can paint it of the color of your preference. I just use these colors, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For our next project, I'm going to be using this metal container that I had on hand. You guys can use either a sign or a piece of cardboard, and you guys can cut it at the circle shape. And to paint it, I'm using the Restylane chalk paint on color white. I did 1 coat and I just let it dry. Also, I decided to paint up the back so it can has a finished look. I'm going to be using this Craft Wise chalkboard paint on color ink, and I'm just using a little bit of this paint to give this enamel chipping effect. And to distress it a little bit more, I'm using the Waverly anti-wax. And once it's completely dry, I just went over with this piece of sandpaper just to remove a little bit of the paint. And once you do that, It turned out really beautiful once you're done distressing it a little bit more with a piece of sandpaper. I'm going to be using this ornament that I got from Dollar General, and here's the item number just in case if you guys need it. I just grabbed a piece of this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I just create this bow to put it on the middle, and once I was done I just placed the ornament inside and I just used one pine coin to put it in the middle. I just used the same paints to distress a little bit the ornament, and this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really adorable. I love it, but please let me know what do you guys think. For our next DIY, I'm going to be using the other side of the shadow box that we did in our first project. So I just cut the piece of cardboard at the side of the shadow box and I'm just painting it with the Restore chalk paint, and I just did one coat and I just placed the piece of cardboard. I just show you that I just put them inside. I just used a little bit of hot glue to glue the piece of cardboard. I just removed the hanger, and also I just covered the holes with some spackling. I'm gonna be using these Christmas pigs that I had on hand, and to give this effect that they have snow, I'm just using the same Restore chalk paint. The next thing, we're going to be using another beautiful ornament that I got from Dollar General. I got it last year. Once I place my ornament, I'm going to be using hot glue to glue it in the middle. And once we're done, we're going to put the Christmas pig on that side. And also, I just create this beautiful bow and I'm going to place it on the other side. It was really simple to create this bow. The other thing that I need in the middle of the bow, I just used a few pieces of the berries and it was the touch that I need. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really gorgeous. I love this two-side project, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For our next project, I'm going to be using one ornament and a piece of this burlap that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut it at the side that I need, and I just cover my ornament all the way, and I just grabbed one piece of jute twine to tie it very well. And once I was done, I just grabbed one Christmas pig that I had on hand and I just gonna place it on the top of the ornament, and I just use hot glue to glue it. Also, I decided to grab one pine coin and place it on the middle, and to hang this beautiful ornament I just grab another piece of jute twine and I just place it on the back. And to give this beautiful effect of the snow, I just used that Restore chalk paint on color white, and this is how it looks, this adorable ornament once we're done. It turned out really beautiful, but please let me know what do you guys think about this project. For the next project, I'm going to be using the other side of the sign, and to paint it, I'm using the Waverly anti-wax. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I'm going to use another beautiful free printable that I found on Google, and I just cut it at the side of my sign. And to put the image, I just did first one coat of Mod Podge on the back of the image, and once I was done, I did another coat of Mod Podge on the top, and I just placed my image, and with my hands I just smoothed the image so it won't have that many wrinkles. I always love to do this technique because it worked just amazing. To seal the image, I just did another cut on my patch and I just let it dry completely. If you guys want, you guys can leave the sign of the color that I just show you that we painted, but I didn't like it how it looks, so I went over with the Restore chalk paint on color white and I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I'm gonna be using a piece of this quote sheet that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna be using the Craftwise chalkboard paint on color ink, and I just traced with a pencil 25 cents, and with the brush I just went over to paint it. And to distress the sign a little bit more, I used the Waverly anti-wax. It was the touch that I need the sign, and it turned out really beautiful once you distress the sign. Once I was completely dry, I just went over with the Restore chalk paint on color white just to distress it a little bit so they can blend all together with my sign. And once I'm done, I'm just gonna be placing the piece of quote sheet on the top. If you guys want, you guys can use hot glue to glue it. One of my subscribers, she mentioned that the adhesive that they have is pretty strong, so I just place it this way. And I just create another beautiful bow. If you guys want me to show you how I create this bow, please let me know in the comments down below and I will show you. And I just place it on the top. I'm gonna be using two bells that I had on hand and I just placed it on the middle of the bow. It was missing something and that's the touch that I need. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful, these two side projects, but please let me know what you guys think about this project. For our last project, I'm gonna be using one ornament, and I have this beautiful ornament from last year, and to paint the edges, I'm just using the Craftwise chalkboard paint. I did one coat and I just let it dry, and once it's completely dry, I just went over with a piece of sandpaper just to remove a little bit of the paint because I want the wood to show a little bit. And to glue the ornament, I'm gonna be just using hot glue, but if you guys want a strong hold, I would recommend you guys to use X6000. And I'm just placing it on the other side of the metal container that we just did on the other project, and I just create another beautiful bow and also this raffia bow, and I just put it on the top. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really adorable, this two side project. I love it, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? Please don't forget to see all the videos of all these talented friends who are participating today. Thank you so much, Maria, for hosting this wonderful collab. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.